All right, I'm gonna try not to move as much because my chair is very, very squeaky. But oh gosh, yeah, I gotta stop moving. But I think every creative should watch The Bear. I am so mad that I've missed out on this show for so long. Um, I feel like if you're not a creative and you're watching the show, that's cool. But I think if you're a creative, you should definitely give The Bear a shot. I'm not even done with it, and I can see like the motivation and the feel and the atmosphere and what the characters are doing. It really moves me. It's something like I haven't seen in a minute. Like I feel like a lot of shows try to really build up drama more than a look, more than a storyline, dare I say. Like, of course, we have our big ones like Breaking Bad or The Sopranos and etc. Like, of those, which I would call like the high end drama, storyline shows. But there are some of them that I watch that after a while, the storyline starts to kind of deplete, and it's more of just like things become very predictable. And what I feel like in The Bear, almost nothing is predictable. I mean, hopefully you guys know the whole story of The Bear, which is like Carmy is a cook. He got really good in New York. I'm not going to spoil some of the other parts, but long story short, he's trying to have a successful restaurant while also maintaining being a good cook and other problems in between. But besides that, a lot of the side characters have so much like grit and inspiration from them and how they build themselves and how they maneuver through the cooking world, which can be very rough. I mean, for a while, how I say this, I didn't really care for garnishes or stuff like that in terms of cooking. I just cooked a good meal, and if it was good, that was the end. But now I find myself even putting creativity into my cooking. Oh my gosh, my cat is, it's Mr. Keanu. Sorry, my cat is messing with me. But now I'm starting to put more effort into my cooking. And now I'm trying to become more creative for my cooking. And of course, I'm already a creative person, but I think that The Bear shows that you can push creativity even further than just like whatever you're creative at. So if you're a creative person, let's just say you like to dance, right? You can push that dancing into something small, or something like, instead of taking one way home, I'm going to take this way and see if it's a bit faster. And I think creativity is about exploring, and I feel like it's been kind of lost in some of the like short form content. That's what kind of keeps me away from it. I feel like a lot of times it's just a copy of a copy, which trends, I get it, but I feel like it's not as creative. Like, when we look at games like Metal Gear Solid and Killer 7, from even the game to Splinter Cell, they're all different. Yes, two of them are more sneaky, but they all have guns. They all have like some atmospheric, vibe, but it's something different about all those games. With short form content, a lot of it is a lot of over and over and overness. And that's where like I look at The Bear, where like I'm at a part right now where the character Carmi is saying we need to change the menu every day to shake up things, which is insanity. That's how he's saying like every day you're gonna make a masterpiece, So you're just gonna, I don't know. For me, it would be like you're gonna draw for 6 to 12 hours every day. That's insanity. Like for me, I can probably draw for a good 5-6 hours straight down, but a lot of times I have other things I'm doing. I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to work. I have a significant other, I can't just be focused for that long with no interruptions. Someone's gonna call me, something's gonna happen. Like, that's why when things like that of The Bear, I'm like, whoa, that's intense. But maybe sometimes we need that intensity to really branch out into creativity. And like I said, I just think there's just so many cool moments in the Bear. Like some of the shots. I may show some of them somewhere, but like some of the shots and like the dishes and how pretty they look and the colors and like the timing, it literally reminds me of how I draw or how I paint or how I make things. That like I really am very specific of how I want things and how things should be done. And of course, they're not going to look exactly as I imagine them, but I can push and it may make me alter things in a way and make me feel that maybe this could be better if I push it this way. And I think that's the cool thing that I'm seeing in the Bear is like them experimenting and them pushing themselves. Like, for example, this is not a spoiler again, or if you watch it, you should just watch the show if you want to stop it here. But for example, a character named Marcus, he goes like out of the country to learn like how to do better desserts. And one of the cool things is it's like he asks us to like this chef, you know, he's like really good. He's like, how'd you get good? You know, I've been reading books, I've been studying, etc. And the other guy pretty much just says like, oh, you gotta actually go out and explore. Like you gotta go out and see things, taste things, and hang out with different people. And I think that's kind of lost within like a lot of the creativity these days. I feel like a lot of it, we're not really going outside as much. We're kind of just like, oh, all the information is at the tip of our fingers. And I think that's kind of lost. I wish we had more of like I'm not saying people are not going outside, but I'm saying that like the TikTok world and Instagram and all the reels and stuff like that feels very like everyone's just borrowing the same ideas from each other and not like making experience and then pulling that experience and creating something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to museums as much. They're not just hanging out with friends and it's like, oh, that was a good idea. Maybe I can make an animation about that. Or that was really funny. I should put that joke in here. A lot of the times it's just like, oh, that was a funny reel. I'm gonna copy that same exact reel, but it's gonna be me and my buddy. We're gonna make the same reel. And I'm like, you know, I get it. Get your bag. I totally understand that, but I think it's just it puzzles me because I can't imagine myself playing a whole bunch of games that are the same. You know, like I can't imagine playing, I don't know, Fortnite 6 times in a row, you know, and just keep playing it and keep playing it and keep playing it. And that's how I feel about reels a lot of times. Like the most popular ones are just the ones that are the same of another same thing. I don't know. That's just my little spiel and such. Other things I really like about the Bear is just how dare I say, how inconsistent it is. Like sometimes the episode is an hour, sometimes the episode's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 35 minutes. I really love when things changes paces, or how sometimes, believe it or not, I actually get stressed while watching the show. Like I actually get like frustrated, stressed by how much yelling they're doing. And I think you're supposed to feel that way. And I think that's something that a lot of shows don't convey. They try to make people feel comfortable. And I feel like the Bear puts you right in the mix and the action and then the frustration of the workers and make you feel like, oof, I can't be in that situation. Because I know, for example, like one of the characters, like Carmi, while he's in New York school, one of the characters is calling him nothing, calling him lifeless, calling him all types of names, making him feel like he's an ant against like humanity, right? And of course, me, I'm like, I'll swing on buddy. Like easily, me, I'm like, yeah, you ain't calling me that. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna swing on you. But for Carmi, you know, he's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm trying to get this. He's so focused. And not to say that as a creative, you should just focus, cut out everything. I don't believe that. I never believed that. Because anytime I try to do that, even for a week, I feel like, and then I don't do any art for like weeks because I feel like, you know, I think we all don't have to be a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, a Prince. Like, we could like our music and like our craft and stuff like that and have fun with it. And sometimes we could get really caught into it, like how I said, when I sometimes draw is for hours, and then sometimes I only sketch for like 30 minutes. I think today I only drew for like maybe in total for like 40 minutes, and I don't really keep count anymore. I just kind of just do it. That's it. But I don't know. I think, like I said, I think if you're a creative, you should definitely give The Bear a try. I've just been trying to explore watching different TV shows instead of just watching anime and like movies everyone's talked about and stuff, or watching rerun of movies like The Dark Knight and stuff. I think that's cool, but I think definitely watching things that you wouldn't really watch can give you more motivation, give you ideas, and push you to different limits, or just give you new angles. And I think I may start painting more food. But other than that, peace, guys.